So I'm doing this in the living room and not in the basement because I'm the only one here at home. So also, if you hear anything, that's my dog. She's at my feet. She's just kind of walking back and forward. So earlier I mentioned how I didn't have a chance to make a video for Tuesday because I was out of town. I left Sunday and got back at like 8:30 last night, and what I did was probably the coolest thing ever. So I went to Lambeau Field, and I got to spend 8 hours at Lambeau Field. It was great. So it was my first time in an NFL stadium, and it was cool. So how that ended up happening was my cousin is a shareholder in the Green Bay Packers, and if you don't know, the Packers are a oh god, what's it called? I'm blanking on it. Like a public entity or whatever it's called. So like they don't have an official owner. They have like open stock on the stock market or whatever, where you can buy a share in the Green Bay Packers. So it's just basically a donation to the Green Bay Packers. And yesterday they were having a shareholders meeting. So we got to go up to Lambeau Field because my cousin lives in Texas. So she flew in from Texas. We picked her up from the airport in Chicago and then drove to Green Bay. And we got to go to the stadium. And they honestly were kind of boring, the first part was, so they just talked to us for about half an hour, like, oh, well, we're first in charitable events, and we're fifth in this, and second in that. I'm like, oh, whatever, cool. But I just thought it was cool, to be, like, at the stadium where so much history's been. And so we got there at 11:30, that lasted till about 12:30, and then we're like, okay, what do we want to do now? So then we took the tour, and we just kind of hung out at the stadium for 8 freaking hours. How did that end up happening? So first we went through the Hall of Fame, and the Hall of Fame was really cool. We got to see, like, the Lombardi Trophy and, like, Aaron Rodgers MVP trophy, tons of plots and video boards and stuff we got to read and watch. Got to see the championship rings. That was really cool. After that, we're like, hey, we're hungry, let's go get some food to eat. And so we went to this restaurant called 1919 that's in the stadium, and it's called 1919 because that's the year the Packers were founded. And so went in there, got had a basic cheeseburger, some really interesting chips. It was like, they were like baked chips, but they were like weird, and then some water. So that was really good. And so after that, we went to the pro shop. That's what we did. We went to the pro shop, and it was great. Just think of any and everything Packers, and there was their logo on it. It was great. I got a bunch of cool stuff. Not gonna say what it is because my friends might be watching, and I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I got them something, okay? Bunch of cool stuff. So like, jackets, hats, ton of stuff. So that was really cool. And let's see, after that, we kind of hung out for a little bit, and then we took the tour, which was the cool part. We took a tour of the whole stadium. I'm just going to jump to the cool part of the tour. We got to run out of the tunnel that the Packers players run out for games. So that was probably my favorite part. And they had, like, the sound effects and everything. We got to get to the seating bowl, and we got to yell, "Go Pack, go!" And it, like, the way the stadium's built and all the metal seats, it like reverberates back at you, so with this huge echo, it was very cool. We got to check out some of the suites. That was awesome. Those things are massive. We got to go into the visitors' locker room, so it's so cool that you get, like, you can say you've been in the same locker room as Josh Allen, is like one of my favorite players, or Tony Romo, or Patrick Mahomes, or Tom Brady, or Walter Payton, or just anyone you can name that played against the Packers at Lambeau Field. You've been in the same locker room with them. That's really cool. We got to see Brett Favre's locker, and they said that's the most famous locker in sports, and I'm like, is it really? I mean, I guess so, but I don't know why they call it that, but that was cool. Let's see, what else? I think that's all the main stuff. They had a ton of monitors, like monitors everywhere, in the elevator, in the hallway, several TVs. It was awesome. Now the only thing that we didn't get to do, one, we couldn't go on the field because that is pristine real estate, I think is the word I'm trying to say. So we could not touch the field because, if they would have let me touch the field, I would have picked a few blades of grass, put it in a Ziploc bag, and be like, bro, I got grass from Lambeau Field. And then also there weren't any players there. That would have made it really cool. But yeah, it was a slim chance that anyone would actually be there. So, but that's what I did, and it was great. Okay, I'm not even a Packers fan, and that's how much fun it was. Between like the tour and the pro shop was awesome, and just hang out with my cousin too. That great. So that was so much fun. And the Hall of Fame, that was pretty cool too. So that's how my Monday was spent.